Hello guys, welcome back to BasketballFan with another banger, and it looks like massive roster changes are coming for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever as they reload for a serious title run. One of the most fascinating and exciting aspects of this upcoming WNBA Collective Bargaining Agreement, CBA, is how it's going to completely reshape the future of this team. Because once the new deal is signed, it's not just a financial document, it's the blueprint that could define the next generation of WNBA basketball. And let me tell you, what the Indiana Fever could become under this new CBA might be absolutely wild. Right now, when you strip everything down to the basics, the Fever have only 3 players under contract: Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Mikayla Timpson. That's it. 3 pillars, 3 cornerstones, 3 key pieces that define where this team is heading. And yes, we already know that the Fever are going to look very different next season. Injuries, player movement, and roster turnover are inevitable. But with the upcoming CBA potentially expanding rosters to 14 players, things could change dramatically. That change would not only give Indiana more flexibility, but also allow them to retain more of the young, hungry talent that has been grinding all year to prove they belong in the league. And with the expansion draft looming, adding 2 new teams to the mix, the Fever will have to make some big choices about who to protect, though with only 3 players locked in, they've got more freedom than most. Essentially, they're a blank canvas right now. Now let's get into the heart of the matter. Kelsey Mitchell. She's entering free agency as an unrestricted free agent, but here's the key. The Fever can core her. That means even if she wants to test the waters or look elsewhere, Indiana can keep her by using their core designation, as long as they're willing to pay her market value. If it were up to me, there'd be zero hesitation. You core Kelsey Mitchell without question. Losing the best shooting guard in the WNBA would be a colossal mistake. Then there's Lexi Hull, a restricted free agent, which means she can explore offers, but the Fever can match any deal she gets. And that's where things get interesting. If Hull gets a strong offer elsewhere, say from a team looking for a high-level 3-and-D wing, the Fever will have to decide how far they're willing to go financially. Hopefully they choose to keep her because she's the type of player that makes championship teams click. Then there's Chloe Bibby, who's a reserved free agent, meaning the Fever can give her a 1-year unprotected deal and she can't negotiate with other teams, a team-friendly option. Everyone else, though, is unrestricted. Sophie Cunningham, Natasha Howard, Ariel Powers, Ari McDonald, Odyssey Sims, and Brianna Turner, all veterans who could walk if they choose. That's a lot of leadership and experience potentially walking out the door, so when you really look at it, this Fever team is being stripped right down to its core, and while that might sound alarming, it's also an incredible opportunity to rebuild the right way. If I'm in that front office, the blueprint is simple. Core Kelsey Mitchell, re-sign Lexi Hull, and bring back Sophie Cunningham. Why Cunningham? Because she quietly had one of the most efficient shooting seasons in the WNBA. Her true shooting and effective field goal percentage were elite, and her fearlessness fits perfectly next to Caitlin Clark. Put it all together. Clark, Boston, Timpson, Mitchell, Hull, and Cunningham, and you've got the foundation of a championship contender. That's your 6-player core, your identity, your culture. From there, you fill in the rest with the right role players, defenders, shooters, and high IQ athletes who complement Clark's playmaking and Boston's dominance inside. The magic, though, lies in the Caitlin Clark-Kelsey Mitchell connection. After the Olympic break in 2024, when head coach Christy Sides finally unleashed Caitlin, letting her run the show, push the pace, and control the offense, everything changed. The Fever transformed overnight into one of the most dangerous teams in the league. Kelsey Mitchell's numbers went off the charts during that stretch, averaging more points per game than even during her all-WNBA season. That's not just growth, that's chemistry. When Caitlin has the ball in her hands, everything flows. Mitchell becomes more efficient because she doesn't have to force offense. She reacts. Boston gets cleaner touches. Shooters find themselves wide open. Suddenly, you're looking at one of the most explosive offenses in all of basketball. And I mean all of basketball, not just the WNBA. When Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell share the court and the Fever are playing with pace, that's the best backcourt in the game, period. But the key is system. The Fever cannot afford to fall back into that slow, grinded-out half-court offense that wasted so much potential earlier. They need to fully embrace who they are. A fast, free-flowing, high-octane offense powered by Caitlin Clark's vision and Kelsey Mitchell's scoring. That means Caitlin on the ball, Mitchell attacking from the wings, Boston dominating inside with space around her, Hull and Cunningham stretching the floor, and everyone buying into a fast-paced, positionless brand of basketball. If they play that way, Indiana can easily become a top 3 offense and one of the most exciting teams in sports. Not women's basketball. Sports. Period. And that's what people need to realize. The Fever aren't just another WNBA team anymore. They are the team. The team everyone tunes in to watch. Whether you love them or hate them, Caitlin Clark has already become a generational draw. She's the player that makes people care. But star power alone doesn't win championships. The front office has to do its part. Surround her with the right mix of shooters, defenders, and veteran stability, and this team could dominate for a decade. Aaliyah Boston gives them an elite interior anchor. Timpson adds athleticism and defensive versatility. Hull and Cunningham give them toughness and spacing. And Kelsey Mitchell provides that firepower that turns great teams into title favorites. Picture it, it's 2026. The Fever are playing at lightning speed. The arena is packed every night. Caitlin Clark is dishing out 10 assists a game. Kelsey Mitchell is dropping threes from everywhere. Aaliyah Boston is averaging a double-double without even breaking a sweat. Lexi Hull is hounding opposing wings on defense. Sophie Cunningham is draining corner threes. And the Fever are running teams off the floor. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston, all 3 in the top 5 for MVP voting, all 3 named first-team All-WNBA. Sound far-fetched? It's not. It's completely realistic if the organization finally steps aside, lets this young core breathe, and embraces the modern game. The CBA is coming, the offseason is coming, and this is the most important offseason in Indiana Fever history. If they handle it right, they're building a dynasty. If they fumble it, they'll set themselves back years. But if they core Kelsey Mitchell, re-sign Lexi Hull, bring back Sophie Cunningham, and let Caitlin Clark take full control of this team, the WNBA won't know what hit it. Championships are coming. Excitement is coming. History is coming. So what do you think? Who should the Fever keep? Who should they chase in free agency? And do you believe in the Clark-Mitchell-Boston trio like I do? Drop your thoughts below. Because one thing's for sure, this new era of Indiana Fever basketball is about to get real. And as the offseason energy builds to a fever pitch, BasketballFan dives even deeper into what's brewing behind the scenes. Because make no mistake, this isn't just about one team reloading. It's about a cultural shift in how the WNBA operates. The Indiana Fever are standing on the edge of a new frontier. And it's not just Caitlin Clark's stardom that's driving it. It's the way her presence is forcing the entire organization, and honestly, the entire league, to evolve. Think about it. Just 2 seasons ago, the Fever were a rebuilding team struggling to find an identity, a franchise stuck in the cycle of draft picks, inconsistency, and lost seasons. Fast forward to now, and they're the heartbeat of the league, the team everyone's watching, the team networks are fighting to broadcast, the team that's making the WNBA appointment television. That's the Caitlin Clark effect. And BasketballFan has been telling you from day one, this was never just about basketball. It's about transformation, visibility, and power. But with great visibility comes immense pressure. Clark's every move is analyzed, every quote dissected, every game compared to the greatest to ever play. And yet she thrives under it. That's what makes her special. Her ability to elevate not just her own play, but the play of everyone around her. You can see it in how Kelsey Mitchell's efficiency improved. How Aaliyah Boston's dominance inside became even more effortless. How players like Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham found rhythm in roles that fit perfectly within Clark's system. The Fever don't just have stars. They have synergy. And that's something you can't buy, can't coach, can't fake. It's either there or it's not. The chemistry between Caitlin and Kelsey especially feels like the spark that ignites everything. 2 dynamic guards with completely different play styles who complement each other like few duos in the game today. Mitchell's killer instinct meets Clark's unselfish playmaking, a balance that makes defenders pick their poison every possession. And BasketballFan knows this. The rest of the league is watching closely, and they're nervous. Teams like the Las Vegas Aces and New York Liberty have had a stranglehold on the WNBA conversation, but Indiana's coming fast. The Fever's ceiling isn't just playoff contention, it's championship contention. And when you look at the business side, the ticket sales, the jersey numbers, the ratings, you realize this isn't just about winning games. It's about shaping the entire future of the sport. That's why this CBA matters so much. It's going to determine how players are paid, how rosters are built, how travel is handled, and how franchises like the Fever can build sustainable dynasties. This document is the bridge between where women's basketball has been and where it's going. Now here's what BasketballFan wants everyone to pay attention to. The Fever's window is right now. Caitlin Clark is still on her rookie deal, Aaliyah Boston too. That means cap flexibility, roster freedom, and the ability to stack the bench with depth and veterans before those max extensions kick in. This is how dynasties are built. Not later, not eventually, but now. The Fever can't afford to play conservative. They've got to be aggressive in free agency, bold in trades, and smart with their draft picks. Imagine adding another defensive stopper who can guard multiple positions, or a veteran point guard to stabilize second units, or a stretch forward who can keep the lane open for Boston's dominance. Those moves don't just make the Fever good, they make them unstoppable. But as always, BasketballFan keeps it real. There will be challenges. The target on their back is already huge and it's only getting bigger. Every team is going to give them their best shot because beating Caitlin Clark has become a badge of honor. The media narratives will keep spinning, trying to stir controversy or division where there isn't any. Critics will question Clark's leadership every time the Fever lose 2 games in a row. That's the cost of being the face of the league. But Caitlin's built for it. You can see it in her demeanor, calm under pressure, focused through the noise, never losing sight of the bigger picture. She knows what she represents, the bridge between eras, between old-school grit and new-school brilliance. And if you've been following BasketballFan, you know this story is just getting started. Because when the Fever take the floor next season, they won't just be playing basketball, they'll be playing for legacy. For the fans who packed arenas, for the little girls who picked up a ball because they saw Caitlin Clark pull up from the logo, for every veteran who fought to get the league to this point. That's what makes this moment historic. You can feel it, the energy, the anticipation, the sense that something truly special is happening in Indiana. So as the offseason unfolds, keep your eyes on the headlines, but more importantly, keep your eyes on what's really happening. The Fever are building something bigger than a team. They're building a movement. Caitlin Clark is the engine. Kelsey Mitchell is the spark. Aaliyah Boston is the foundation. And if the front office plays this right, if they stay bold, stay hungry, and trust the vision, the Indiana Fever won't just win games. They'll redefine what it means to dominate. BasketballFan said it first. This isn't just the rise of a contender, it's the beginning of a dynasty. And now, as the dust begins to settle on what might be the most crucial offseason in Indiana Fever history, BasketballFan dives even deeper into the mindset inside that locker room, because behind all the headlines, all the media frenzy, and all the speculation, there's a quiet determination brewing among the players who've already tasted the edge of greatness. Caitlin Clark isn't just preparing for another season. She's preparing for a takeover. The workouts have gotten longer, the film sessions more intense, and the connection between her and Kelsey Mitchell has grown stronger by the day. What started as a partnership built on respect has turned into a chemistry that feels almost telepathic. Caitlin reads the floor. Kelsey reads Caitlin, and before defenders can even react, the ball's already flying through the net. That's not luck, that's preparation meeting purpose. And you can see it, the Fever's practices are louder now, faster, sharper, fueled by the understanding that they're no longer the underdogs. They're the hunted. But what's fascinating, and what BasketballFan has been saying from the jump, is how Caitlin's presence has changed not just the team, but the culture. Players around the league are starting to move differently because of her. Training regimens are shifting, shooting drills are evolving, and even the business side of basketball, sponsorships, media coverage, and brand deals, is following her lead. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing the game, she's redefining what it means to be a professional athlete in this era. And that ripple effect is reaching deep into every corner of the WNBA. Young players entering, the draft now talk about wanting to play like Caitlin, and veteran stars talk about the way she's forced the league to innovate. That's impact. That's legacy in real time. Inside Indiana's front office, the tone has changed too. Gone are the days of settling for small wins or rebuilding years. Every decision now feels intentional, strategic, and urgent. General Manager Lynn Dunn knows that this window won't stay open forever. Not when the rest of the league is watching, not when free agency is about to explode, not when new teams are entering through expansion. The Fever have a rare moment in sports. The combination of a generational superstar, a loyal and growing fan base, and the resources to go all in. And BasketballFan knows this front office understands what's at stake. The moves they make this offseason will define the next decade of WNBA basketball. Will they add another sharpshooter to stretch the floor? Will they go after a veteran rim protector to give Boston room to breathe? Or will they take a bold swing in the draft and bring in another young star to grow alongside Caitlin and Kelsey? These are the decisions that make or break dynasties. And while the Fever are quietly grinding, the rest of the league is scheming. Teams like the Liberty, Aces, and Storm are studying every second of Fever tape, trying to find a weakness in Caitlin's decision-making, a flaw in their spacing, a mismatch they can exploit. But here's the thing. When Caitlin Clark steps onto that floor, there's no real weakness. Her range forces defenses to stretch, her vision makes traps useless, and her leadership brings out the best in every player wearing red, blue, and yellow. Add Kelsey Mitchell's off-ball movement, Aaliyah Boston's dominance inside, and Sophie Cunningham's newfound confidence, and suddenly, you're looking at a team that's not just talented, it's dangerous. What's even more thrilling, and something Basketball Fan keeps emphasizing, is how this team is resonating beyond Indiana. We're talking about national TV games selling out, record-breaking viewership numbers, and fan bases in other cities starting to wear Fever jerseys just to witness greatness in motion. You can't manufacture that kind of momentum. It's organic, electric, and once it starts rolling, it's nearly impossible to stop. Caitlin Clark has turned the Fever into a movement, not just a franchise. And the players feel that energy too. The locker room isn't divided by ego or insecurity. It's united by belief. Belief that they can win now. Belief that they can change how the league is perceived. Belief that this story and their story is only getting started. So when training camp opens and the lights hit Gainbridge Fieldhouse for that first home game of the season, it won't just be another tip-off. It'll be a statement. A declaration that the Indiana Fever have arrived. That the Caitlin Clark era is not just a phase, but a force. The banners will come, the awards will come, but right now it's about setting the tone. Relentless energy, fearless basketball, and unshakable confidence. Because this team isn't waiting for greatness anymore. They're stepping right into it. And Basketball Fan will be right there covering every second, every crossover, every clutch three, every moment of brilliance that reminds us why this team has captured the heart of basketball fans everywhere. From the roaring crowd in Indiana to the kids shooting jumpers in their driveways across America, everyone can feel it. The Fever are building something bigger than basketball. This is legacy in motion, a new standard being written one game at a time. And if the rest of the league isn't ready, they better get there fast. Because the Indiana Fever are done playing catch-up. They're coming for the crown. And Basketball Fan is here for every chapter of the rise. Every chapter of the rise.